Good afternoon, fantasy football players and fans, and all you people around the world. It is Wednesday, September 17th, 2025. It is our fantasy showdown episode of the day. We have some interesting matchups for you. We'll also be taking some start sit questions if you have them, or any other questions, trades, waiver wire, anything you need to know. So, without further ado, Justin, let's get this thing started. See you on the other side.
You're watching the Start Sit Showdown only on Fantasy Now Plus.
You know, Justin, keeping record of our starts and sits of the week. It's not very important. We don't need to bring them up. So I just want to get that full disclosure out there. No, we do keep track of our start sits for this show specifically. And your boy is under 500, but Justin's over there sitting a little
Your
bit
boy.
above 500. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is. I mean that's what happens when I feel like purposely sometimes take the other side just so that we have some difference. I'm sitting at 5-3. You're sitting at 3-5. The season's early, man. The biggest thing here, I mean, the biggest swing was last week's quarterback position. I was the only one that took Daniel Jones. Everybody else took Baker Mayfield on our team, and that's a 2-point swing right there. And then the other one was the Jerry Jeudy, Emeka Egbuka in week 1. Those are the two that we differed on so far this season, and because of those two, that's why we are sitting 2 games apart. So
That is correct. But it is another week. It is another day. It is a fresh, clean slate for me to make up some ground. And I hope you guys last night on your waiver wire got everyone you wanted to get. I know that Jacob Browning went for $100 or max fab in multiple leagues I am in, which is totally normal, as he should go, because he is the starting quarterback for the rest of the season. And I hope, Justin, did you secure Jacob Browning anywhere?
I
If you
did.
needed him?
I did get him in, I think maybe 1 or 2 leagues that I didn't necessarily need him in. And if I didn't get, actually, I don't even know if that's a great question. Actually, I think maybe one. I got Carson Wentz in a couple leagues.
Woohoo! I already had Carson Wentz in a couple leagues. I put him on the block as soon as I heard the news JJ McCarthy was going to be missing time, and Dirtbag Dave did not like that too much. So, be that as it may, it's inside information, inside jokes. You know, I like to be part of one day. But be that as it may, let's get started, man. We have a lot of stuff to talk about in such little time. So let's go with our first matchup of the day. Then we'll get into our plugs later. Or do you want to
say first? I would like to just say that we are going to do our 4 matchups, and then we're going to answer all the questions that you have afterwards until as time allows. So if we don't answer your question right away, we will get to your question. Just keep sticking with it.
That's right. Right on. So we'll do all the plugs and all that business stuff a little bit later, but I don't want to lose everybody. You know, nobody wants to hear plugs right when they join a podcast. So let's get to the news. Let's get to the content. Who do you want to start with? Quarterbacks? Since you're the leader in the clubhouse, you get a pick.
Let's start with the running back position because I already have it queued up. So we got Chuba, Hubbard, and Jaylen Warren. 2 guys that I feel like 2 years ago you'd been like, oh God, if you're starting these 2 guys, you're probably not winning your league. You're probably in the bottom, but hey, Chuba has done pretty well for the Panthers this year so far, and Jaylen Warren is the RB1 until he says otherwise in Pittsburgh. In fact, Aaron Rodgers said earlier today, maybe yesterday, that he needs to get the ball in Jaylen Warren's hands more often, because when he does, good things happen. And that's exactly what you want to hear as a fantasy manager, is that your quarterback wants to get the ball into the hands of the running back. So that's always a great thing to hear.
Yeah, so I guess you're leaning heavily towards Jaylen Warren, but can't wait to hear what you really choose. This one was tough because Chuba wasn't supposed to be the starter. It was supposed to be Jonathan Brooks, and we all know that saga. That hasn't worked out. Chuba got extended, and now he is a starting running back for the Panthers with no competition. Jaylen Warren, on the other hand, They drafted Caleb Johnson. A lot of bros drafted Caleb Johnson thinking he was going to start, not understanding that Aaron Rodgers doesn't have time to deal with rookies. So therefore, Caleb Johnson won't be seeing the field this year. Now it's all Jaylen Warren, and it's kind of like ew still because it's Jaylen Warren. So understandably, these matchups are pretty gross. Chuba's going against the Atlanta Falcons this week. Falcons are just giving up 11 points per game to the running back position. It's kind of very, very low, actually. Whereas Jaylen Warren's going against the New England Patriots, and New England gives up 19.1 fantasy points per game to the running back position. So quite a bit of difference there in the defenses. But it's also not concerning because it's only 2 weeks and you can only play who you play. It's kind of like saying if a defense played Josh Allen, or if Josh Allen went against two defenses that are bum-ass defenses, in my language, yeah, of course, those defenses are going to be looking really bad because they're going against Josh Allen. Instead of if they went against Cam Ward, their defenses might have looked really good. So keep that in mind when looking at these early stats. It's only 2 weeks. We don't have enough sample sizes to actually accurately depict what's going to happen. That being said, I'm still going Jaylen Warren. Jaylen Warren is the guy I want in this situation. He's currently the lead back in Pittsburgh, as we said. He has 25 carries to Gainwell's 12 in this early season. Caleb Johnson has 2, so he's the clear back. It's just when your quarterback does say that, I'm going to lean into Aaron Rodgers and what he wants to do. Whereas the Carolina Panthers, when they do find the red zone, and that's what I look at running backs, especially at this part of your roster, be interchangeable, the red zone. Do the Panthers know what the red zone looks like? I don't think they do. When they do get to the red zone, it's more of a passing attack. They've thrown the ball 16 times in the red zone, and they've only run the ball 5 times. Again, when a team is limited and they don't get down the field often and they're not in the red zone, so your running back can't score those easy Javonte Williams-like touchdowns, it's going to be hard for a running back to produce. Bryce Young, I'm sorry, he took a little step forward, but not enough to make me confident in that offense just yet. So that's why I'm going Jaylen Warren, a more competent offense, more competent franchise, and more opportunities in the red zone.
Yeah, I get all of that. These two I actually have ranked back to back in my rankings this week. I have them at 13 and 14 actually. So both of these, in my opinion, are starters. You're going to start both of them, but that's not necessarily what the consensus says. A lot of them have them in the low 20s or like low to mid 20s, which is the reason why they're on this show. Now you mentioned, the red zone, it's more of a passing attack. Chuba has yet to score a rushing touchdown on the season. Neither has Jaylen Warren. But when we're looking at volume, the amount of rushing attempts they've taken, the amount of targets they've received in the passing game, it actually heavily favors Chuba. He's gotten 6 targets last week alone, 5 the week before, whereas Jaylen Warren's only got 6 total targets in the passing game this season. And both of Hubbard's touchdowns this year have come from the passing game, which means he is getting involved in that red zone to get those touchdowns. So yeah, he's not running the ball in, but he is receiving the ball in for the touchdown, and that's just fine with me. Spoiler, I do have Hubbard ranked 1 spot above Warren in my rankings this week, and that's exactly why I'm going to start him. Just the sheer volume that he receives over Jaylen Warren is greater. The Panthers don't have nearly as many attacking players on the offense. They have Tet, Legette's
Hunter
nothing.
Renfrow.
Legette's still nothing. Hunter Renfrow, sure, whatever. But past that, it is Hubbard. It's Hubbard's offense. They extended him for a reason. They gave him the contract for a reason. Jaylen Warren is option number 4 for Aaron Rodgers at this point. He's got DK. Maybe he's 2, and I understand Aaron Rodgers just said we need to get him the ball more, but I do feel a little bit more confident in Hubbard getting that against Atlanta. I know the Vikings just got shut out the Vikings just got shut out by Atlanta, but I'm feeling Hubbard here all day. And that's why I'm going to go with him. And for anybody that is statistical, anytime Josh and I have differed, Your boy wins.
Yeah, another loss for me coming up, but that's okay. Everyone in the chat asking questions at the moment. We are going to get through our 4 matchups and answer all your questions. Just want to get that out. But he took Chuba Hubbard.
Ask or answer.
Yep, he took Chuba Hubbard. I took Jaylen Warren. We are split on that one. So with that being said, let's get to our next matchup.
I picked first.
Oh, okay. I get to go. All right. I'm confident. I'm actually not confident in the tight ends. So let's go tight ends. I'm curious where you're going to go here. We are going Harold Fannin Jr. versus Mr. TJ Hockenson for the Minnesota Vikings. This one off the rip, you're like, this is cake, right? Pick the studs. Stick with your studs. It's week 3. What are we doing? Why are we going off of our studs already? Well, when your stud loses his quarterback and your stud wasn't even targeted much when your quarterback was there, it's time to panic on tight ends. I give up on tight ends pretty quickly. It's because they're very easily replaceable. It's not like Bowers or McBride or these top guys like Tucker Kraft. TJ Hockenson has now fallen into the he's just a guy portion of the season. Yes, it's only week 3. I understand that. Through 2 games, he has caught 4 balls on 7 targets for 27 total yards. Yeehaw. Like legitimately yeehaw. Good for you, buddy. Harold Fannin does that in a drive. Literally does that in a drive. So Harold Fannin has been talked about on this network or this family of networks for multiple weeks now, and it's about time we all buy in. Week 1 alone, he had 7 catches on 9 targets, followed up last week with 5 catches on 5 targets for 48 yards. It's hard for me to go against the snap share of Harold Fannin and how it's increased. It's hard for me to go against someone who is being targeted on an offense that's going to struggle. Now, Minnesota may struggle as well, but are we really going to get into the Carson Wentz business already in week 3? If this was week 13, 14, 15, and we wanted to mess around a little bit, of course, I don't have a problem with that. But it's so early in the season, I'm not trying to mess around with Carson Wentz. Matter of fact, this morning in redraft, I tried to trade for Justin Jefferson, and I thought, again, as great as Justin Jefferson is, I don't want in on that. I'm out. I'm totally out on Carson Wentz. Sorry, it's just the way it is. So, Cleveland plays Green Bay this week. Is that correct? Correct? Green Bay's tough. Green Bay's very tough. Very, very tough. Well, probably the best defenses in the league. So I can see why you're going, But at the end of the day, with soft defenses, soft coverages, when they're blowing them out, I could see Fanning catching some garbage points. Whereas Hockenson, I have no faith, like 0 faith in TJ Hockenson this year. So mark up Harold Fannin for me. That means Justin's probably going to go Hockenson.
Yeah. So I just, for the sheer sake of me doing my rankings this morning, I do have Hockenson ranked much higher than Harold Fannin. I like Fannin. I'm part of the Fannin fan club. Just if you ask anybody, it does not seem like I'm part of the Fannin fan club. That's, by the way, trademarked by the Priority Waiver show on Tuesdays. But I do lean Hockenson specifically because of the matchup. And my mind might change by the time I end up talking. But the Bengals are cake, roughly cake. I mean, literally, I would not trust them to walk a grandma across the street when it comes to playing defense. So that's not great. They do give up right in the middle of the road for the tight end position in terms of points per game. Whereas, you mentioned it, the Packers have one of the best defenses in the league. They give up far fewer. They are they give up a little bit more points than the Bengals to the tight end position, actually, just looking at, but we're looking at 2 weeks of data. So give that what you want. I do think there will be some garbage time points for that Packers Browns game, which is going to really do a lot. I don't fear Carson Wentz nearly as much as a lot of other people do. I know I really crapped on him a lot yesterday, specifically because of the fact that I watched him completely plummet the Indianapolis Colts in real time to make the playoffs by losing 2 of 2 games when all you had to do is win 1 of 2 to make the playoffs. And they played 2 very cake teams. But you can't ignore the fact of Fannin's like target share. I mean, 14 targets through 2 weeks, where I mean, TJ Hockenson has seen 7 with supposedly their starting quarterback. I think Carson Wentz is an upgrade over JJ McCarthy right now. I think Wentz will be able to get the ball out to Hockenson and Jefferson and Jordan Mason. That's literally their offense. And with Kevin O'Connell being one of the better quarterback like gurus out there, I do not fear Carson Wentz starting. But I think that Vikings Bengals game is going to be a shootout. Like, it'll be a shootout, but not the good kind of shootout, not a Giants Cowboys shootout. It'll be a very low scoring shootout. Because of the backup quarterback situation. Whereas I think the Packers are just going to annihilate the Browns, and there's going to be garbage time points. I'm going to go Fannin this week. I don't want to, but I will.
Listen, I don't blame you there. I was about to do my old sounds like you're fan out, but you didn't. You chose the man. So clip that for future notices. Listen, tight ends are ugly. And I see everyone's questions in the chat about tight ends, Jonathan specifically, Craig, and Chikong. We'll get to you. We just want to get through these matchups, and then we'll bang things out around 12:30. We'll be answering questions.
Yeah.
Man, so we align on the tight ends. We're just split on the running backs at this point. I'm curious. I'm going to drive us to the quarterbacks right now because we have some fun ones here. Mr. Jared Goff is coming off a massive 5-touchdown game. Of course, I played him in my home league. That's why he went off. Going against Caleb Williams, who is the other quarterback going up against the Dallas Cowboys this week. So that's why it's the interesting topic, because he's going against the Dallas Cowboys, whereas Jared Goff's going against Baltimore. So I'm going to let you go first, Justin, and I'm just going to pick what you don't pick.
Yeah, I mean, Caleb is technically projected more points by 0.8. That's such a little number in comparison to like where we probably will actually see. And in fact, Dallas actually gives up only 1 more point than Baltimore's defense does to the quarterback position. So this really comes down to skill level, the offense, who's better, who's got better opportunities, which offense is going to gel more. And I came in today thinking Caleb Williams. I was going to fight for Caleb Williams. He's got everything that he needs to do to be good. And I think this is going to be a pretty good bounce back game going up against Dallas, who just let 37 points go against New York, who is a very bad team in general. But I think I will still go with Goff, because this is going to have to be a shootout to win. This is going to be a similar game to Buffalo-Baltimore, where there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game so that either team will win. Goff's not going to throw 5 touchdowns again. He's not going to do that. He is. I'm sorry. He's not Peyton Manning of like the late 2000s. It's not going to happen. So don't expect 5 touchdowns, but 2-3 touchdowns I could definitely see. Jahmyr Gibbs getting in the end zone a couple times will be probable. I just don't think it's going to be nearly as a blowout as it was against the Bears. But I will lean towards Jared Goff this week.
I do not hate that at all. This one I'm still up in the air of who I'm going to pick. Let's just be honest with you guys. I have all the stats in front of me that can argue either side. Jared Goff is completing 80% of his passes right now, which is bananas, ridiculous, borderline stupid. I wish my Dolphins quarterback was that good. But he's playing against Baltimore this week, who hasn't really done well against, like, historically at all. But this is a new team, new situation. You know, they're hungrier. They want to win. They proved me something against Chicago when he said, F you, Ben Johnson. By the way, I'm not a real, like, sports fan. Like, I don't really care if the Dolphins win or lose. I don't care if sports teams win or lose. So I was talking to my Lions friend, my Lions fan, who is a friend. My friend who is a Lions fan. And I'm like, why did you guys get so mad about Ben Johnson? It's not like he screwed you guys and this and that. Oh, he just went to the Bears. And, like, I forget being so out of the actual fandom that people do still get mad about other people leaving and improving their careers to
they literally have David Montgomery.
Well, he's just mad. I'm like, why were you guys so mad? Like, explain to me. It's not like he pulled a Liam Cohen where he told the Buccaneers, "No, I'm good, I'm staying," and then all of a sudden took a private jet to Jacksonville and signed under and told him that his kids were sick. That's why he couldn't pick up the phone.
I think the
Or
Bears
whatever it was.
Lions is such an intriguing thing in general.
I just don't get it.
That Ben Johnson going to the Bears is interesting, but St. Brown, and they also have another brother duo. One is on the Lions and one is on the Bears. They have two sets of brothers on both teams, and I find that fascinating. It's a lot of like in-house rivalries already in the inner division, so it's interesting.
So it is interesting, but I'm just gonna say this real quick. I'm going Caleb Williams. I just think Caleb Williams, they're gonna figure it out over there. They're going against the Dallas Cowboys, which we just saw Russell Wilson have a 2012 Russell Wilson's type of stat line. Or it was phenomenal. Russell Wilson, remember, he against Washington, yards per attempt was 4.5. He only scored 11.1 fantasy points. Russell Wilson was extremely bad. Like it got to the point where people were adding Jackson Dart, going, "Okay, when's he gonna start? Like this is it."
Yeah.
And now he played Dallas. It's like, oh, yeah. Russell Wilson's back, baby. Malik Neighbors, Wan'Dale Robinson, we're all back. So was it a trick? Sure. Things are tricks in this world. Caleb Williams could do the same thing with Rome Odunze and DJ Moore. You can argue that they have not as good talent because Neighbors is up here and Odunze is not there, but DJ Moore is also up here where Wan'Dale is kind of like right there too. So they have just as good as weapons. They can do this against Dallas, but Baltimore also gives up 26.6 points to the quarterback. This is very tough. You want to go with the safe floor with Goff or the high ceiling with Caleb, but Jared Goff can also hit that ceiling as well, but he needs 5 touchdowns to do it, whereas Caleb can get the rushing yards that Goff just doesn't offer.
Yeah.
I'm going Caleb Williams and just throw my hands up. Jesus, take the wheel.
I don't hate it. I mean, I went all the way until today thinking I'm going to pick Caleb Williams here, but then I looked at the defensive points per game given up to the quarterback position, and it wasn't enough for me to steer away from Jared Goff. I know he's projected less. The Ravens give up only 1 less point than the Cowboys do to the quarterback position, but I'm just looking at the rest of that offense. I think Odunze and DJ Moore are good. Odunze had 2 touchdowns last week. DJ Moore has apparently disappeared. Don't know where he's at. DeAndre Swift's not getting going. I have more question marks on the Bears offense than I do the Lions offense right now.
And we could easily see a world where they want the best defense is to take Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry off the field, where they get back to their basics and they pound the rock with Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery. Yes, Gibbs had 100 total yards last week, but it's not the Gibbs that we've known or seen in the past. Montgomery scored a touchdown, which is a great sign. Look, everyone from Detroit was awesome last week. They don't want to get into a track meet with Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're going to try to slow the game down, use their amazing Sonic and Knuckles duo, the running back position, where Jared Goff will not need to throw 5 freaking touchdowns. I hope.
Yeah.
And the last matchup.
And then we'll get to all your questions in the chat.
All of them.
All of them.
So we have T. Higgins versus Courtland Sutton. This is gross. I'm going to let you start.
This is gross, as you mentioned. 2 guys that should be doing a lot better than they are. And actually, I have a question for you from the get-go. If you had to guess which one is rostered more by 16%, which one do you think is rostered more?
How are they not both 100%? That's my question.
I don't know. Sutton is 98.8%. T. Higgins is only 82.1%. As of this morning, I have a feeling a bunch of people probably dropped T the same way like you're kind of out on Justin Jefferson, Jake Browning. Like, is he going to actually spread the ball to both of them? And T hasn't gotten going this year so far. I mean, he was the leading receiver in week 1 with 33 yards. He did have a touchdown last week, which 14.6 is serviceable. It's not great. Sutton got completely shut out last week. 4 targets, only 1 reception for 6 yards. That was bad after week 1, which was a 20-point game. This one is gross. For all things said here, I have one ranked at 21. I have one ranked at 25. This could easily change just based off of projections. The Chargers give up more points per game than Minnesota does by 5 points to the wide receiver position. The emergence of Troy Franklin on Denver, that leads more to the ball being spread out with Sutton. I think they're going to pepper Sutton with targets just to get him back into the game. But Jake Browning's going to have to find T as much as possible. And in fact, that Bengals offense looked gross until Jake Browning really got in there in the second quarter, and was able to light it up. I think T is back. I do think T is back. I'm going to go T Higgins here, actually. I do have him ranked higher. You know me. I hate tea until tea does well.
Do you like hot tea or cold tea? I prefer hot tea with a little bit of honey in it, no sugar,
unless it's
other sweeteners.
Yeah, no, I prefer hot tea.
Hot tea is the way to go.
Unless it's sweet tea,
right.
I guess, but...
So, the Chargers have shut down kind of the Kansas City Chiefs, and they definitely shut down Geno Smith and the Las Vegas Raiders. Chargers are for real. The Chargers are a very, very good defense that has shut anyone down. My only concern is Hollywood Brown caught 9 catches for 99 yards or whatever that was week 1 against the Chargers. So are they going to allow Courtland Sutton to get open and get peppered with these easy targets by Bo Nix? Is this going to be a Bo Nix bounce back game where they have to send a message to the division going, okay, we're still good. Don't worry about us. We're fine. They need to. It's pretty bad. But the problem is Sutton's so volatile. I don't like anything in this matchup at all. Kind of like how the Dallas Cowboys start everybody against the Cowboys, start everybody against the Dolphins, start everybody against the Patriots. It seems like bench people against the Chargers because this defense is going to go down as probably a top 3 defense throughout the whole season. This is going to be a storyline. But T. Higgins is going to a situation with a brand new quarter. Well, not brand new. He's been there before. In 2023, we broke down his numbers on the Monday show, probably on the waiver show yesterday as well. He was pretty good. Jacob Browning is a very decent backup quarterback, and he can get the ball down the field. We saw it last week with Chase, but that's my problem. That's my concern. Is he just going to pepper Chase? Because when it's all on the line, get the ball to the best player possible, and that's Jamar Chase. T. Higgins is so streaky, big physical receiver that can get open. It's just you know, if you've watched me enough, you know how I feel about T. Higgins. I've rostered him in almost every league, and I'm trying to get rid of him in almost every league because I'm just so over his inconsistencies of up and down. It's either 40 points or 0. There's no in between, I feel like.
Can I add some stats for you? For T and Jake Browning together when they played together in 2023, we're looking at now, mind you, T's coming off of a 3-game injury here. So 6.8, 9.2, 22.1, 25 points, and then 2.9 in week 17, where it looks like Jamar Chase that was a Jamar Chase game solely. No, actually, no, the Kansas City just shut both of them down. So where they both combined for 10 points, Jamar and T. So not necessarily his fault. And one of those games was Minnesota. So different Minnesota team in 2023, but
of course. So at the end of the day, just for the sole purpose of, I do think that the Bengals have a slightly better matchup this week, and I do prefer T. Higgins against Courtland Sutton, just for the reasons that I said before. I'm not going into a divisional game against a top 3 defense with Courtland Sutton after what we just saw him do, especially with the emergence of Troy Franklin. I'm going T. Higgins with Jacob Browning. I think they're going to come out. They need to send a message. Aren't the Bengals 2-0?
Yeah, for the first time in what seems like forever.
First time, and it seems like forever. So sticking with what I know, T. Higgins over Courtland Sutton, and it's in my rankings. All of these players, by the way, are who I picked are ranked ahead of who I did not pick. So you can go double check that. I'm not a fraud.
I'm slightly.
You are a fraud.
I picked Fannin over Hockenson, but I'm going to adjust my rankings to reflect.
You are a fraud. You are. But that's gonna do it for the showdown. As we promised, it's a little bit after 12:30. We said at 12:30 we'd be finished up with this to answer all your questions. Before we get into that, just want to let you know where to find us, how to find us. If you're watching right now on YouTube, good, congratulations, you already hit the first step. You found us on YouTube. Whether you're watching on Finn's Talk Sports Network or Fantasy Now Plus, both work. If you are watching on Finn's Talk Sports Network, I ask you to come over to Fantasy Now Plus sometime today and just hit the subscribe button. You can watch us on either networks. They're both awesome. If you want to join our Discord and have instant access to myself, Justin, Brian, Will, Tim, anybody, go to our Discord, chat.fantasynowplus.com. Blue Sky, social media, anywhere on social media is fantasynowplus.com. Justin, where can we find you specifically? Because they already know already. I'm not on Blue Sky. Where can they
I'm on
find
Blue
you?
Sky at justinbowerly.fantasynowplus.com. You can find all of our links below in one single link. You can just click that. It actually takes you to the website where you can find literally every link that we have out there and subscribe to all of the things. So try to make it even easier for you. You can find our underdog link as well. New customers, if you've never played Underdog Fantasy, you can play $5 and get $50 in bonus funds. If you use our code FN Plus, just use that link in that description, and it'll automatically sync everything for you. So a ton of fun. Check it out.
Right on. Let's get to the questions, Justin. You pop them up, we'll knock them out.
Yeah, half PPR, flex, Tyreek or Debo. I'm going Debo.
I do not want to touch Tyreek Hill unless I absolutely have to touch Tyreek Hill. Debo Samuel is not getting. He's not blowing us off. Like he's not like going, oh wow, did you see that 30, 20 point? No, he's getting consistent targets for consistent yardage.
Wide receiver 8.
Debo's being, yeah, he's Debo. Tyreek's, get him out of here.
He's back to being Debo. I mean, 22.6 and 17.4. I'll take that over the boom bust Tyreek Hill right now. Craig, what's up? I have a tough one to choose between Quentin Johnston or Troy Franklin. I am between to start. I'm going Quentin Johnston here. I know Troy Franklin just had a big game. He's a second-year wide receiver. I want to see it happen twice before I confidently start him more often.
Quentin Johnston has reached you got to start him until he busts on you.
Correct.
Unfortunately, he's hit that.
Yep, I agree. Next one, Fannin is real. He's just a Madden character. Hockenson or Kyle Pitts?
Dude, Kyle Pitts is back. Kyle Pitts is freaking back. I'm not touching Hockenson no matter what until I see any kind of life in him. Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts got Carolina. Yeah, I'm going Kyle Pitts. Tricky one wide receiver, one flex, full PPR. Sutton, Pickens, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Jordan Mason get 1 point for first downs and about half a point per rush attempt. I'm starting Jordan Mason. He's going to be the guy. I mean, I know they just picked up old busted Cam Akers, but they brought Jordan Mason and signed him to a contract for a reason. I'm going Jordan Mason. I'm probably going to go Wan'Dale Robinson here as well.
Yeah, those are my two guys.
Wan'Dale Robinson.
How many did he need? Also a tricky one.
2. Wide receiver and a flex.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm going to go Wan'Dale because he's got 18 targets in the last 18 targets this season already. That's 9 a game. If you can't do quick math, I can. Smart guy over here. For almost 200 yards. I'm going Wan'Dale Robinson. And then for the other guy, of course, Jordan Mason, he's going to get pounded the ball. Again, I don't trust Carson Wentz, but if you're getting almost a half a point per rushing attempt, and Jordan Mason's probably going to get about 14 to 16, that's easy money right there.
Yeah. And you are welcome. You can find us every Tuesday and Wednesday at noon Eastern for your lunch hour. Trade Nico Fortet and Javonte Williams.
Ooh, I don't hate that at all.
I would. I don't love Nico this year. That offense is so bad. CJ Stroud has completely regressed from his rookie season. Javonte is doing well. He is the guy in Dallas, and Tet is just going to get better as the season goes. I have ETN, Pickens, Bowers, and Ramondre. I need 2 for my flex. Bowers and ETN. ETN's actually doing pretty well this year so far.
Oh, you wouldn't say. You would who said that on Monday, a couple Mondays ago? Yeah, Travis Etienne. He's back. I'm ready to call it. 7.1 yards per carry, 1 touchdown already on the season, 214 rushing yards on the season, averaging 15 carries a game. Yeah, give me Travis Etienne. We're back, baby. We're back.
Yeah. Start 2 QBs, Browning, Radler, or Mac Jones. I'm going Browning and Mac Jones.
Browning and Big Mac Daddy, baby.
Yeah, start 2 running backs, Henderson, Connor, or Montgomery. Connor, Montgomery for me. Not even looking at stats.
I'm just gonna let you take that one.
Would you I mean, I was the number 1 ranked running back ranker last week. Just gonna throw that out there, Josh. Anyways, would you drop Darnell Mooney for A.O. Manor for a stash? Yeah, I would.
Correct.
We talked about it on yesterday's show, so check that out as well. We go further in on A.O. Manor. You can kind of, maybe I should add some timestamps on those videos. Might help out a little bit. Let's see. Just traded CMC, Terry, and Ridley for Jefferson and Chase Brown. Oh, God, I thought that said Jefferson and Chase, and I was like,
that'd be awesome.
That's amazing. I don't hate it. I mean, it's a little bit of a downgrade at the running back position, but it is a massive upgrade at the wide receiver position. So I will take the points that you're going to get from the wide receiver position to outweigh that running back position.
I agree with that. And again, it's only one. I hate to predict injury because Chase Brown's the same situation, but we're just one play away from CMC. I just want out the CMC business.
Eventually, the 49ers have to start running out of healthy players so that CMC can stay healthy. Eventually, everybody's going to be... Anyways, Pollard or Mason in PPR. Mason. Pollard's doing fine. Mason actually hasn't been... Well, he's had Aaron.
Mason's not catching balls, so that's a problem. Tony Pollard is catching balls, and he's very heavily involved in that offense. I'm not going to go against Pollard in this situation.
Yeah, I'm going to go Pollard against Indianapolis as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Pollard. Easy.
Yeah, T has been better than Browning. Need a quarterback now that Fields is out. Should I trade Pittman for Caleb Williams or try and grab someone off the wire like Darnold, Geno, Tua, or Rodgers?
I'm thumbs up in Pittman for Caleb because Pittman has a 0 upside.
Pittman's been doing pretty well, Josh. You have clearly not been paying attention to fantasy
football this
year. Wide receiver 19. He took a little bit of a step back against Denver. Denver is a tough defense.
What do you do week 1 besides that touchdown? What do you do?
8 targets, 6 receptions, 80 yards.
Okay, and a touchdown. What do you do week 2?
4 for 5 for 40 yards.
Cool. That's where he's going to be.
Going against Patrick Surtain, the defensive player of the year. He's not going to play the defensive player of the year every single week this year. Anyways, if you can get that trade for Pittman for Caleb Williams, I think that's fine. I don't love those waiver options specifically. If I had to pick one, I'd go probably Geno or Aaron Rodgers. But I would also look to see if Daniel Jones is out there because he is out there in a lot of leagues still. Surprisingly, he's probably not anymore. He's probably picked up in your league on Wednesday. Is Lattisit with having to go against Surtain. Speaking of Patrick Surtain,
do you think he's gonna
not gonna play the slot? Surtain's not gonna play the slot. Lad plays in the slot. That's the biggest thing. And I think Surtain is gonna go up against Keenan. Lad plays mostly out of the slot position, so I don't think that's necessarily hurting him. But Lad's also not been doing Lad things this year. He's actually the 3rd best wide receiver on that team this year in terms of fantasy points.
Titan style.
We're looking at wide receiver 7, Quentin Johnston, wide receiver 12, Keenan Allen, and wide receiver, 37 for Lad. I'm just worried about Lad.
It's not even a Surtain problem. It's a Keenan Allen problem. He came back and did not miss a beat. No. Keenan Allen is for serious this year, whereas Lad might take a step back, not because of his opponents, but because of his teammates. So I'd be worried about Lad long term.
Yeah. Okay, next one. Let's see. Thank you, Craig. My QBs are Daniels and Fields. I'm so sorry. I have that same situation. Both are out and facing Josh Allen. Fields is not out. He's questionable, but he's dealing with concussion, so he's probably out. And facing Josh Allen, doubt will land DJ off of waivers. Who, like for 1 week rental, Browning, Love, or Mac Jones? Wentz and Mariota are there too.
So he only needs 2 or 1.
That's a good question. I am in that list. I'm liking probably Browning and
Love.
I
love Love. Love is super efficient this year. Jaden Reed missing or being out now doesn't really affect much.
Also, Jaden Daniels is also questionable as well, so you might not miss either one of them for what it's worth.
No, but if you do, I would prioritize Love. He has a more long-standing.
Love and Browning are the 2 guys I would go with. Drop Mims for D Hop or Renfro. Drop Mims. Which one you pick up? I probably would lean D Hop. He is the red zone target for the Baltimore Ravens. He has taken the Mark Andrews role in the red zone for Lamar Jackson. So 1 touchdown a game. He could get 2 targets a game, but as long as one of those are a touchdown, that's all you truthfully need, I guess. Need a streamer quarterback if Daniels is out. Do I go Russell Wilson or Penix?
Penix is playing the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah,
I'm Russell Wilson. Here. Yeah, well, Russell Wilson's been. I don't know. He's playing Kansas City, who has a very, very good defense as well. You assume they're going to be down on Sunday Night Football. They're both 0-2. Yeah, give me Penix. Give me safe. Yeah. I want safety. Give me Penix.
Yeah. And should I start Penix over Jaden Daniels this week?
Just monitor. I'm never sitting Jaden Daniels if I don't have to.
I'm not going to sit Jaden Daniels. Why do people keep running out Kyle Pitts? Because
he's back.
If you want the 101, Pitts is back, baby. He's tight end 11, which is not great, but I would also like to know, it must be McBride or Tyler Warren. It's the only people that could put hours in their flex.
Tucker Kraft. Put some respect on Tucker Kraft.
And Tucker Kraft, tight end 1, I guess. 2 flex instead of 1 flex and a tight end. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm reading the conversation now. Should I drop Brian Robinson Jr.? No,
unless you really, really need a starter.
Yeah, that's the only reason. I know he's getting points, but just keep stashing him. We're assuming Christian McCaffrey is going to be healthy the entire season, but if he is not, you don't want to have to spend a ton of fab on him later when you could have him for free. I don't know if I guess T-Mac or Ale Manor.
Man, I like T-Mac, man. He's getting targeted, but Ale Manor, he's just going to be that sneaky guy that people didn't see coming. He only has 13 targets on the year, 6 catches, 69 yards, but he has a touchdown. Going against Atlanta, man, I'm gonna go T-Mac. I'm sticking with T-Mac.
He has 1 less target than Calvin Ridley, but he has 1 more reception and a touchdown than Ridley, and he's getting more yardage. I think Ale Manor is gonna be the wide receiver 1 by the end of the year.
Here, you want to hear some joke about that real quick? Remember a long time ago we were doing rookie rankings, and I put this guy Ale Manor above RJ Harvey, and I got criticized for it. I was like, because RJ Harvey's a senior citizen rookie, and I will not roster him, and I hate him.
It's true.
So if this turns out correct, I haven't updated my ranking since. It still shows it.
Would Caleb Williams have more value going forward than CJ Stroud? In my opinion, yes. Tyrod season, good God. I don't know what to do then. Should I try and trade Ladd right now? You could. I think this is going to be a very low value for him, so that sucks. I didn't realize Fields was officially ruled out. I just kept seeing questionable this morning, but yep, saw that. Just one. Flex, Josh Downs or Jawan Jennings. Jawan's hurt again. So
to be fair, Justin Fields was ruled out at 12:20 on NFL.com. We were already live.
Oh, okay. There we go. That good. I didn't miss it then. I thought Jawan Jennings was hurt again, but he did get 19 points last week, so that's pretty impressive. Downs has not as been involved in the offense as I had hoped. He did get 8 targets last week against a tough defense. He's got Tennessee coming up. He does usually pretty well against Tennessee. If Jawan is healthy, I'm going Jawan for now. I just picked up Tyrod in Scott Fishbowl, and I'm considering starting him over Rodgers as my QB2.
Ryan, I hope you're in the Orlando Miami Dolphins division, and I hope you play me. I hope, because I would love for you to do that. Don't ever bench the GOAT, Aaron Rodgers. What? The GOAT.
You know, I don't know. Do you keep Ladd right now, or do you trade him?
I keep Ladd because he's too good of a player to give up on in week 2. And if you're going to give up on Ladd, you need equal return. He is not someone you sell cheaper than he should be. A lot of people, they get upset just in general in life, right? You just want to get rid of something. You put it on marketplace for super cheap just to get it out of your life. Ladd's not that couch that you've had for 20 years. Ladd's a brand new toy that you want to keep, and it's going to happen, guys. Ladd's elite. Stick with Ladd.
If you package Ladd and JMO together, you better be getting somebody very good, like a top 14 wide receiver. Go get Keenan. Okay, I also have Dak. Should I pick up Nix? He's sitting in free agency for some reason. That's interesting.
Love Dak. Great pickup there. Yeah, if you have room, why wouldn't you? If it's especially a super flex,
yeah,
it seems like it's a one quarterback league.
If you have the room. Ladd and JMO for London.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. If you can.
Although JMO's so good. JMO could be good as well, but man, I love London. I think London's a top 5 guy.
That is true. You might not even need.
Oh, if he's begging to get rid of London, then just send Ladd in like a piece.
Yes.
Even don't send JMO.
That's fine.
Listen, I used to sell things.
Pick up Nix and then trade Ladd and Nix for London.
The easiest tip someone ever gave me right when I started selling stuff is don't offer too much up front because you can never go down. You can only go up. So that's why a lot of people get upset. Like, oh, you sent me trash. Well, they're not going to send you the best offer right away. So send them something very low and see where it goes.
Yeah, because you never want to send something that is too much, and then you see that trade accepted notification.
I did that. I did that before week 1.
Yeah, it's the worst.
I traded. Did we talk about this trade? Which is working out for me. I traded for Odunze and Tyrone Tracy. I gave up Hampton, and it's turning out good for me so far. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's finish this up here. What are your thoughts on AJ Brown? Decoy, maybe 9 targets in 2 weeks, but he did get 8 against the Chiefs last week. I don't know what's up with him. I can't tell if he's fully healthy or not, and that offense just isn't going. Jalen Hurts also hasn't thrown a passing touchdown yet this season, which is weird. This offense is odd, but they're winning. So, that's the important part. I don't have a lot of thoughts on AJ Brown right now. I have him ranked really low.
All right, let's rapid fire these things.
Yeah, Courtland, Sutton, Pearsall, Ridley, Franklin, or Ale Manor.
Ricky and Sutton.
Yeah, that's what I would agree with. We already did that. Quentin Johnston or Coleman. I'm going Johnston.
Coleman scares me. Hey, Ryan. We won't take that slander on this show. All right, Aaron Rodgers is my GOAT forever.
I'll take that slander. And should I start Jawan Johnson over Brock Bowers this week?
No. I can't sit Brock Bowers for Jawan Johnson unless Brock Bowers.
Tucker Kraft did just go off on the Commanders. So you can't stop. You can't bench Brock Bowers. Okay, last question here. I'm gonna send my friend Ladd and Butte, probably, unless Charb instead of Butte. No, just try Ladd and Butte for London.
I wouldn't mind throwing Charb out there either. I'm not a Charb guy, so I'm okay with getting rid of him.
Yeah. So that wraps it up, Josh.
Yeah, that wraps it up, man. Thank you to all the questions.
Every question out there. So keep coming back.
Ryan is a Packers fan and thinks Rodgers is cooked. I am a person, and I think Rodgers is an amazing person. Just kidding. All right, we're gonna wrap this thing up. We'll be live next week at noon. We'll be live tonight at 8:00. Correct, with Topher and Michael. Mm-hmm. For the rankings show. They'll break down rankings versus expert rankings. It's a whole new deal. It's a great show, actually. So if you're into rankings and you want more questions answered, our guys Topher and Michael will be live at 8 p.m. tonight. We have a show on Thursday. We have a show Friday. We're live every day. people. 8 shows a week, 7 days a week. If you need more content, fantasynowplus.com is the spot. Join our Discord, chat.fantasynowplus.com. Hit us up on our socials everywhere, TikToks, Instagram, Blueski, wherever, fantasynowplus.com. Make sure you play our underdog. Play 5, get 50. If you're a first-time user, FN Plus, please. We need to rent money. We do. Just kidding. But anything else you want to add, Justin?
No, yeah, we do need that rent money. So if you guys could go and just, spend a little $5, and use that code for us, that'd be fantastic.
But honestly, what helps the show the most is you watching the show, you liking the show, and you interacting the show. So I truly appreciate every single one of you. Just seemed a couple months ago, we were only at like 405 or 420 subscribers. We're now sitting at 820 subscribers. That is a massive. Didn't think we'd get there already. We are growing faster than I thought. So if you want to be here before 1,000 people have subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Be an OG member. We actually love every single one of you. And we actually know all of you people watching right now will come back because you always do. And I really appreciate you guys so much. So with that being said, get us out of here, Justin. We'll be back next week. Until then, peace out, guys.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. We'll be back next week for more ways to win your league.